So problems, possibilities. Where do you put your focus, your attention? Hey, it's Jody from Live Beyond the Illusion, and let's talk about problems versus possibilities today. We seem to have been programmed and live in a reality where we tend to focus on problems more. You know, the government, elections, this, that, my health issues, I never have enough money, I'm not good enough, I didn't do this right, yeah, but, you know, those type of things. Instead of possibilities. Because what happens, well, especially as we get older, they become more ingrained. And what happens when you keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it, you keep it active in your awareness, in your, you could even say field, but in your awareness. And who wants to sit there and focus on problems and bitch and moan and complain about problems all the time? Oh, I've got this hip issue. I got to go to the doctors. Oh, my foot hurts. Oh, my head hurts. Oh, I got this issue. You know, the government's sucking more money from us. Oh, you know, there's inflation. I don't have enough money to buy blah, 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 blah. So you're letting the 3D actually, how I like to explain it, you're letting the 3D bitch slap you around. You might say, yeah, but it's true. When you start to understand how this reality works, it's funny, the wind picked up since I started filming. Understand how this reality works. Energy flows where attention goes. Your attention, which is the same as your focus, which is the same as your awareness, your consciousness. What is it on? Is it on problems? Because if it's on problems, you're just going to keep getting more problems, because that's the energy you are in. That's where your focus is problem, this problem, that problem, this problem. I mean, watch the news. You just want to hear about problems and fear and blah stuff. Half of it's not even true. No, you want to focus on possibility. And the other thing is, because when you tap into the truth of who you be, this amazing, perfect, whole, complete, beautiful, infinite being, your God sense, whatever label you want to put on the energy, is grander, better than, if you want to compare, to the avatar in small you. We have access to this version of ourselves that is any potential, possibility, and instead we want to focus on problems? I mean, it's ludicrous when you truly sit back and think about it. Because everything starts with thought, right? Sorry about that, but a couple big trucks were coming. I guess they didn't know I was filming. Anyways, problems versus possibility. When we tap into the energy of possibilities, where anything is possible, because this reality is malleable. And I know as we get older, we are so ingrained in our ways of being, our ways of thinking, our ways of looking at life, our ways of being. But who enjoys sitting, bitching, moaning, and complaining about problems? I mean, really, is that what life's about? And some of the stuff, like when you look at the news or the news media, I mean, we're not there. We're not there. So how do we really know what the truth is? We only know what the truth is, what's around us, because of our 5 senses. Our 5 senses are what makes reality real. So that's why they control the media, the music, the Hollywood, things like that, because they want you to know what they want you to know. So come back to problems versus possibility. When you start tuning in from the inside out, because it's as within, so without, not as without, so within. But that's how we've been programmed to believe this reality works, and it's not true. As within, so without. As above, so below. It's getting windy. So, when you understand that reality, based on who you are being, is malleable, because we live in a thought-based energetic reality. And you might go, well, that's a little hippy-dippy, woo-woo. There's a lot of proof in science and data sets. to prove that that is in fact true. So you may have experienced where you were one way for a long time. You got angry really quick and short, and then one day you said, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to start living life and be happy. And your experience around life started changing because your perspective changed, because who you were being changed. And if you don't believe me, try it out. Turn off the news. Become aware of when you're complaining and focused on problems, and stop doing it. Cut yourself off and stop. No, I'm not going to complain. No, I'm not problem focused, and just see what happens. Just see how your reality shifts. See how your internal reality shifts. See if you're a little more happier, positive, potential, focused instead of problem focused. I mean, how can you have an amazing life if your attention is so narrow-minded on problem, instead of possibility, where anything is possible? Think about that for a second, because everything starts with thought. Thought creates a feeling, which is a reaction. Holy cow. And then we react, we don't really respond, because when we focus on problem, it keeps us usually in fear, anxiety, anger, frustration. And who wants to live in those energies? No matter what age you are. Why would we do that to ourselves when we have the ability to go within first and decide, no, today's the best day of my life. I'm going to be happy no matter what. Everything's perfect. Everything's unfolding perfectly, even if it looks like shit for a bit, because you got to remember, what you've been focused on and talking about and thinking about didn't just start yesterday. It didn't probably start last week or last month. It's been a year, maybe a lot longer. So you've got to become aware. You got to break pattern. Start focusing on, God, this is a beautiful, green, lush garden I'm in. It is so beautiful. The wind comes up and blows all the dead leaves off. You know, there's always good things. Try to find them. Try to find them with yourself, because as within, so without. See the best parts of yourself instead of focusing on the problems. If you got a health problem, every day my health gets better and better. Oh, I got a pain in my stomach. Don't identify with it. Oh, no, I'm perfect. I've always been perfect. I'm perfect right now. Even though I get stomach problems, but the more I've done this, they've started disappearing. You can do that with your finances. Instead of saying, I don't have enough money, I never have enough money, the stupid inflation, the government, yada, yada, yada. Every day my wealth increases. And then that humanness comes in. Yeah, but how? How? I don't see how. You're not supposed to. See, as a co-creator in this experience called life on planet Earth, you decide what and why. And your co-creating partner, your higher self, the grander version of you, the infinite part of you that taps into all possibility, decides the when and the how. And that's what I'm going to talk about in the next video, because that's very left brain, logical, linear thinking. And this stuff isn't logical. So I'm going to go into that in the next video. So I hope that helps. Become aware of when you're focusing on problems and shift it. Change it right there on the spot. No more. Become aware and shift directions, shift perspective. No, everything's fine right now. Everything's perfect. And watch how your reality starts shifting, because it has to. Energy always has to match energy. What you're thinking and feeling is projected out, and reality has to match it by reflecting it back. So if you want a better life, start thinking and speaking better. No matter how old you are, it can change. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you're having a super fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video when we talk about left brain, right brain. Thank you.